Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Shantina here. So today I do want to talk to you guys about my journey, what I've been going through over the last year and a half, and really what's been my issue and what I have been really going through over the last 10 years, pretty much 11 years of my life. I'm going from depression, disappointment, going from trials to triumphant. And you know, I just want to share my story with you, and hopefully it can help you and motivate you and encourage you to get up, get through it, go forward, stay positive, and look to God, and always have faith. So again, this is what I'm here for today. You guys said you want to hear my story, so here it is. Go ahead and get you some tea, get you a donut, get you a cheeseburger, get you some chicken, get you some Popeye's chicken. I don't care what you get, but this video might be a little lengthy. I got my tea here. I got my Me tea. They reached out to me about 3 weeks ago, I think it was. I did post something on my Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, go over there and follow me on Instagram at SIMPLYDIVINECURLS. And yeah, I did post that I received this tea, and the one that I got is called Focus. This tea is so much better than coffee. I don't have any jitters. I don't have any highs or lows or anything like that. This tea just keeps me energized and keep my mind sharp. Has a lot of like ginseng and ginkgo and a couple of other ingredients in there that keep you upbeat and moving forward and staying focused. So they did give me a coupon code, and you can go into my description box, check it out. I do believe it is 25% off of any purchase that is $39 or more. Go ahead, check it out. I'm telling you, the tea is really good. It's really good. So I will be sipping on my tea so I can stay focused and keep moving forward, so I can go through my list and let you guys know what I've been going through. I got it all here, so I want to just stay on task and go ahead and get this video out. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like this, advice videos or anything like that. First, before I say advice, let me let you know that I am not a therapist. I don't proclaim to be a therapist. I'm not a life coach. I'm not anything like that. I am just a woman who has gone through life, gone through some ups and downs, and I can say that with God, I have come through a lot, and it is my duty, and it is all of our duty, to share our testimony with someone, because there is someone going through the things that you're going through and don't know how to survive it, don't know how to get out of it. So here I am. Here I am, a survivor. So let's get into it. Alright, so where do I start? About 10 years ago, I was in a relationship. That relationship turned into being pretty toxic, with no communication, disregard, letdowns, disappointment, unfaithfulness, like anything and everything that you could think of was going on in that relationship. And I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back on it, that relationship really tore my self-esteem down. I'm a very strong, positive, forward type of a person. I stand strong on myself, on my heritage. I stand strong in God, and all I do is speak peace and positivity and encouragement and knowledge of self, and so many things I did before I met that person. And when I got with that person, oh my gosh, it was just a roller coaster ride. And I stayed in that relationship for about maybe 5 years. And in that 5 years, there was a marriage and divorce. Okay. And I did something that I don't advise nobody to do. But I didn't know at the time. So I pretty much dove right into another relationship. And I dove into this relationship with my blinders on. I didn't see nothing. All I wanted was the pain that I was feeling from my previous relationship to just go away. And I can say it did go away, but not really, right? It was pretty much suppressed, just deeper and deeper and deeper into the bowels of just disappointment and frustration. You know, I thought it was what I wanted, but it definitely wasn't what I needed. I needed to heal first. I needed to understand what happened in the previous relationship. Not necessarily where did I go wrong so I can fix it with that previous person, but where did I go wrong to the point where I lost who I was and what my mission is and what my purpose is. That was all lost. And I didn't realize it. I thought I was good. I thought I just needed somebody to just come along and just, you know, make me happy. You heard that? Make me happy. I looked to someone else to make me happy. And that was definitely not the right thing to do. So I ended up in that next relationship, got a divorce, went into another relationship. This relationship was fun, it was vibrant, it was young, it was an experience, okay? It was a journey. It was just, I thought everything good. I thought it was everything good. But the one thing that I didn't realize is that, yeah, I was going through life with rose-colored glasses on. So I didn't see red flags. I didn't see white flags. All I saw was rose-colored flags, okay? So, yeah, I didn't take those blinders off until probably this year. And I can say that when I look back on that, I'm not necessarily disappointed in myself. I know that it's something that I needed to go through and grow through so I can learn a little bit more about myself. Because, you know, God has a plan. God has a plan, and, you know, we have our own will, but we got to realize that God's will for our life is so much better than our will. Because, see, God sees it all. Only thing we can see as far as our imaginations will take us, right? As far as today, right now. Because we don't know for sure what's going to happen tomorrow. So you got to give it to God. You got to stay focused in God. And that's definitely something that I didn't do going into my next relationship. So therefore, I was just lost, confused. When things started happening and, you know, disappointments and disagreements and arguing and fussing and finding out things and just unfaithfulness, just so much, just pretty much the same stuff that I was going through in my previous relationship. And I didn't even recognize the two. I couldn't even, at the time, I couldn't even realize that these was two toxic entities that both came into my life simultaneously, back to back, just right after each other. And it took me on a roller coaster ride, okay? Like, I had no clue really what was going on in my heart, in my mind, in my spirit, in my soul. I was so lost. I went into a dark, deep, dark place to the point where I was praying for people's demise and praying for people to fall and fail, and that's not even me. I pray for people to have love, peace, happiness, wealth, creativity. These are the things that I used to pray for, and then I found myself just falling deeper and deeper into darkness, just going deeper into a toxic place, and it ended up keeping me so insecure and depressed to the point where I can say that I became, something emerged even that was even deeper in me. Something emerged in me that came from way deep within that I didn't even realize was there. I thought I dealt with this issue, but I didn't. And it was the fear of abandonment. Whoa. Let me tell you, fear of abandonment is such a self-toxic, dangerous thing that you can put on yourself, that you can adapt to, that you can adopt, because it stops you from having that discernment, that God has given all of us. It keeps us from understanding that there's a time and a place, there's a reason and a season. Everything is not supposed to stay. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. And when you have a fear of abandonment, and especially when it comes from when you were a child, you don't even realize how deep down you've suppressed that toxic remnants of your past. So yeah, like my involvement with the toxic relationship was the fear of abandonment. And when you got a fear of abandonment, you don't really care what that person do. I mean, it hurt you. You do care. You want them to do the right thing. You want them to do right by you. But when they're toxic too, like when they're narcissists, or a narcissist with abandonment issues or mommy issues or anything like that needed to be dealt with as a child, because a lot of our toxic nature stems and develops from things that was done to us as a child. And if you don't deal with it as a child or early on through your life, it will damage and hinder every relationship, even with your relationship with God. Because you can't be toxic and have a relationship with God. That's everything against God. So that was my involvement with both my previous relationship before my last one and the last relationship. They were toxic and I was toxic. My issue was the fear of abandonment, so that's what kept me in the first relationship for like 5 years, and then this previous relationship for 8 years. 8 years. This was a toxic relationship that just swirled and swirled and swirled and swirled, and it just got worse and worse and worse. Toxic relationships don't get better by themselves, okay? First things first, you have to realize that it is a toxic relationship. You have to realize what involvement do you have in this toxic relationship. Are you toxic towards yourself, or are you toxic towards the other person? And if you're toxic to yourself, it's even worse, because one, you allowing these things to happen to you. Two, you're allowing these things to happen to you instead of getting up, getting some strength, relying on God, having faith, leaning on your friends and your family, and getting out. That's how you stop the toxic relationship on yourself, is getting out. Okay? Now, if you are the toxic person, a narcissist, someone with mommy issues, or, you know, an abuser, whether it be verbal or physical or anything emotional, you need help. You need to get professional help. You need to do a lot of praying. You need to forgive yourself so you can move forward and get better and heal. Other than that, you're going to just continuously be toxic to others, and or you are going to be toxic to yourself. And you can't grow from that. You can't excel from that. You can't be successful from that. Not in the end. Not at the end of the day. Not at the end of the day. All right, so let's just get that I wanted to paint a picture of like my path and how I, because of my illness of fear of abandonment, and how it allowed me to go from one toxic relationship to the other, and what I did to stop that path, what I did to stop that routine, what I did to stop that crazy cycle of toxic relationships. So my last relationship was for 8 years. Wow. The first, I want to say, because, you know, I want to say that the first 6 months, maybe first 8 months of that relationship, I thought was good. From my end, from my eyes, the information that I was getting from this person, everything was good. Everything was, you know, what I wanted it to be. I just got out of a marriage that was toxic and shouldn't have never happened. I was so low on myself, and I just needed somebody to pay me attention, love me, you know, care for me, give me words of affirmation, and, you know, just looking for someone to fulfill that void. And I ended up tripping on my face, okay? Tripping on my face and landing right back in the doo-doo, just with a new dude. And I didn't realize it, and like I said, it should have stopped 6 months in, because that's when I found out there was some unfaithfulness, some lying, some cheating, just a whole lot of distrust and trickery. Yeah. But instead of leaving, instead of saying, oh hell no, I'm not going through this shit again, I tried to fix him. And see, when you have abandonment issues, you try to control every single thing around you. Why? Because you don't want it to go nowhere, right? You want everything around you to be good. You want to control everything around you, so, you know, you'll be able to control it if it's trying to leave. You're like, no, you know, no. Wait, what can I do for you? What do you need? How can I fix this? Why you don't love me? Why you can't be with me? What do she have that's better than me? Why would you lay here and lay with someone else? Why would you, why? How can I fix it? What can I do? What can I do for you? What can I do for you was a lot of the verbiage and the dialect that was going on in my head to the other person. And you know, you don't know the intentions of a person. You really don't know the intentions of someone when they come into your life. Only thing that you can do is deal with or trust the information that you're given. But the problem with that with me is that I wasn't a whole person to recognize when it was bullshit, right? So that shit went on for a long time. Just constant unfaithfulness, just constant frustration. And then it got to the point where I don't know if he was cheating and being unfaithful. It was other things. It was, you know, not paying me any attention, no communication, no talks of the future. And I'm a talker. I need to, and I'm an organizer, and I'm a planner. Like I said, I can be a little controlling. So it was just none of those things happening. And then I found myself feeling like I was taking all of the stress of the household, because I ended up, after about, I want to say after 2 years of being in this toxic relationship, I moved that toxic relationship into my everyday life, meaning I moved him in. And why did I do that? Because he needed help. Because he was going through something at his house, and we were together, and you know, we had our highs, we had our lows. And in the beginning, it was more highs, but the lows were low. You know, the lows were very, very low. But I still let him move in. Come on, come through. You know, however, you got to be able to provide. You got to be able to at least provide for yourself and pay half these bills. You need to be able to contribute to food. You need to be able to, you know, withstand the rent, because, you know, life hits us and we don't know if we're going to lose a job, lose a loved one. We don't know if we're going to have to like take big chunks of our money. It just may just be a financial situation. And it's always good to have two people, because when one falls, the other can rise up and help the other rise up. And that's my whole thing. We need to be able to run this thing separately. So if something happened, one can step in and run this thing, right? So that was my only stipulation. That was a prerequisite. You need to be able to sustain yourself and at least be able to pay the rent. And we agreed on that, and everything was cool, moved in, and I thought I had everything. I thought I was like, ooh, he's here, I got it, it's all good. Okay, now I can control everything. Now I can control everything, which is, you can't control nobody, because people gonna do what they want to do, when they do it, how they do it, and for whatever reason why they want to do it. And there's nothing that you can do about it, because if you think about it, you do what you want to do too, right? So, but if you have a person whose intentions are not good from the giddy up, you don't see those red flags. You don't see that shit coming. You don't see it at all. And before you know it, time, ups and downs, frustrations, you just getting deeper and deeper buried into darkness and depression, you know, and then you guys are not intimate, you're not talking, you're not even when you're in the same room, you're not in the same room. You're not sleeping in the same bed. Like it just starts just going down and down and down, and you really don't know what you're doing wrong. I didn't know what I was doing wrong until 8 years later. Damn, 8 years later, I finally realized what I was doing wrong. And that was allowing a toxic person to continue to get supply from me. And because I was toxic to myself, I allowed the cycle just to continue and continue and continue. Because my friends will tell you, it was plenty of times I've had sit downs, conversations. I don't know what to do. I'm not happy. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I knew what I needed to do. But I'm scared. I was scared of being abandoned and left, you know, disregarded. So a couple of more years went by. And like I said, 8 years later, it was just all bad. Again, we wasn't sleeping in the same bed. His schedule kept him out 12, 13, 14 hours a night, a day. That was just his job. That's what he did. I don't know what he's doing now, but that's what he did. And it left a lot of room for, you know, dishonesty and sneaking and trickery and a lot of lies. A lot of lies. And I started just talking to God. Help me, Lord. Help me. Help me, Lord. Help me. Just help me, Lord, was my cry to God every day. And my prayer to God was, now let me tell you, this is a powerful prayer. Okay? So use this prayer at your own risk. Be ready when you say this prayer to the Lord, because when you say this particular prayer that I'm about to tell you to God and you say it with your heart, I mean, like really say it. I mean, in order for you to say something with your heart, it gotta hurt. You gotta feel it so deep in your heart that it hurts. That's where I was coming from. And the prayer that I prayed to God it was a simple prayer, but like I said, before you pray it, be ready, okay? My prayer to God was, Lord, and I prayed this every day for a full 2 months, okay? Every day. Lord Father, please remove the entities out of my life that want to cause me hurt, harm, or danger. Please remove anyone out of my life who is a liar, a cheater, who wants to see harm and hurt to me. Lord Father, please remove dishonest people from my life. Lord Father, please help me. Help me heal my heart. Whoa. I've said that prayer every day. Now let me tell you, when I first started saying that prayer, I don't know if I truly wanted it, right? Because it's like, you don't know who gonna start dropping out of your life when you say that prayer. Okay, so that's why I say you better be ready when you say that prayer. And I said that prayer, and let me tell you. So yeah, when I said that prayer, I was nervous because when I went into a depression, I really already started closing people off. By this time, I was probably depressed, maybe for sure the last year, full year, depressed. Because, let me back up just a little bit. Because right before that, the same person broke up with me pretty much on my birthday the year before. And I feel like that was a sign from God that I completely missed, because I was in my own misery. When that man said he didn't want to be with me, man, I found myself crying in the shower, doing the whole rolling down the wall, and it was just, so when he was like, all right, I'm coming back, I let his ass back. And I believe, his intentions wasn't good then. And that's why he was just able just to continue on with the fuckery, right? Excuse my language. But anyway, I said the prayer, and I was nervous because the people that was left in my life that I brought close was those who I loved very dearly. And when I said this prayer to God, I know that he would give me what I asked for. I didn't know who it was. I didn't know who he was going to remove out of my life. But like I said that prayer for every day for 2 months straight. Okay? For 2 months straight. And one day, more foolery came through the door one night, or should I say one morning, after being out. Supposed to have been back home at 1, then come back to like 5 or 6. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going through this shit anymore. And all I said to him was, I'm not gonna keep letting you treat me like this. And whoa! He was like, well, I'm out there. It was like, oh, you ain't gonna keep letting me treat you like shit? Well, deuces, I'm out. And that was around his birthday this year. So that happened like in March of this year. It was already happening though, right? It was, I'm gonna say, again, 2 months, I was already ready, lock, stock, and barrel, and ready for God to remove whoever he's gonna move out of my life, right? So I'll say January 2019, mentally and emotionally and spiritually, I thought I was ready. I felt that I was ready. I found some strength in me to have faith in God. I had strength. I found that strength to have faith. And I relied on God to remove it, make it better, or have his way. Just have his way. And that man left and he never came back. Never came back into this house as far as he and I being together. But let me tell you, woo, remember 8 years. 8 years of me every day, in and out, fight, putting my all into this person. And then boom, he straight disregarded me out. That's a whole nother story. Give a thumbs up or let me know in the comments if you want a story time about my breakup and the details. Whew. That one was a doozy. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how to get through it, right? So once he left, I'm gonna say for a month straight, every day, all day, crying. Not saying why, but just feeling the hurt. I've never, other than as a child, and I think that's where the abandonment issue came from. I don't remember feeling the feeling of despair and loneliness and abandonment. I hadn't felt that since a child, and I never dealt with that, you know? I never dealt with it. I thought I did, but I didn't, you know? And because I didn't deal with it as a child, it emerged. And when I lost this relationship that I had for 8 years, something happened. I felt like someone died. I felt like a piece of my soul and a piece of my spirit just crumbled. Whew. They say losing a relationship is just like losing someone to death, but even worse, because that person is still walking and you can't have them, whether you want them or not, and you just seeing them and you can't grab it, you can't hold it. And that, whoa, I've never felt anything like that before. I didn't get a chance to feel it with my ex husband because I went from one thing to the other, so I never had a chance to feel that. And from feeling that, though, emerged a child, emerged a wounded, undealt with child who had to deal with abandonment at a young age. And when this child came forward, let me tell you, YouTube has helped me a lot, okay? There's a lot of information on YouTube on how to get through a bad marriage, how to get through a breakup, how to boss up, how to recognize toxic relationships, how to get through it. Let me tell you, I got on YouTube and I was clicking because I was trying to find somebody that was going through what I was going through and that can help me get through this. What do I do? And then I came across abandonment and parenting the inner child. I was like, whoa, how deep is that? Because see, as an adult, you know the right things that you're supposed to do. It's the child in us that hadn't been dealt with that don't know what to do, that leads you down those familiar places. Because an adult, you know better. So I had to deal with the inner child. I had to deal with the hurt, abandoned child. And once I dealt with her, let her know it's gonna be okay, took her into my arms, told her that she's beautiful, told her that all you need is God's love and grace and mercy and forgiveness. I had to tell myself to forgive all those in my past that has hurt this little girl. I had to forgive them and say, they were maybe once hurt and maybe they hadn't dealt with their inner child. But I was like, you know, I need to deal with my inner child. And that's what I did. I nursed her. I supported her. I encouraged her. I motivated her. I prayed for her. I nurtured her back to health. And boy, oh boy, whoa. Some of the things that I did to nurture her and bring her back and nurture myself, should I say. I did a lot of journaling. Just, you know, writing letters to people, throwing them away. you know, getting it all out. F you, you did this, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, and then I burn it. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to hurt people the way they hurt you. That's not a pain that you want to put on people, right? Not if you're a child of God. But I did a lot of journaling in this book right here. A friend of mine, there were three people on a constant, on a daily, that I reached out to that helped me get through this. First, let me say, in February, for my birthday, one of my best friends, Leslie, she got me this book. And at the time, I needed this book. It's called, it's a daily devotional called God Calling, a timeless classic update in today's language. You know, it's by Lacey Stevens and Patty Velasquez. I'll put it across the screen. But what's crazy is this is a daily, and it started January, but I started it February 5th. And let me tell you, every day, this book right here got me through. With the journaling, this book, and my good old Rick Warren, The Purpose-Driven Life. Hold on, let me get myself together. So yeah, this book here, Purpose-Driven Life, this book, because when you're going through a dark time, depression, frustration, you start thinking about suicide, you start thinking the worst about yourself, you take yourself deeper and deeper, and this book right here can pull you out of it because it gives you purpose. Again, my three people, because you got to rely on people too, because God speaks. He speaks directly to you. You know that feeling you say, something told me? That was God, the Holy Spirit, okay? God also speaks through people. Some strangers, some people that you trust. And those three people for me was my best friend, my sister from another mister, Marquita, Leslie, and my mother. Those three women right there was on the phone with me for hours at a time, hours. Poor Marquita, I should have paid her because she was clocking in at 8 and clocking out at 5. It was crazy. It was crazy. But you know what? They were there for me, and they knew that I needed them, along with God and my tools and, you know, positive gestures. And, you know, finally I was able to get out and have my head held strong, because I had to go to work every day still too, right? And whoo, that was frustrating. That was rough, trying to keep a straight face. And, you know, I manage people. I don't just go into my office, close the door. I actually have to manage people, do presentations and organize days, and, you know, help people out in the field. Like, this is what I do every day, is help people. And I just felt so hurt and bad because I couldn't even help myself. But maybe about 2.5 months later, I'm gonna say probably towards the middle end of May, a new leaf was turned. So after talking to my mom, giving me the encouragement pretty much to don't shut anybody out, give somebody a chance, don't close yourself off from people, or, you know, not everybody is like that. There is somebody out there that want to show you unconditional love. There is somebody out there that deserves your love and your passion. I didn't really want to hear it, but she was right. So I went on ahead and felt even better. You know, I feel like I emerged from the dust like a phoenix, you know. I emerged as a whole person. I was confident. I am confident. I'm focused. I'm motivated. I'm encouraged. I'm more spiritual. I'm more passionate. My health is good. My wealth is good. My relationship with God, oh my God. Like, my relationship with God has gotten so much better. I've pretty much realigned myself with God. And when I did that, let me tell you, first of all, God don't have no time. There's an appointed time for everything and everybody. And God is the one who appoints that time, right? So even though I went through 8 years plus of depression, frustration, disappointment, demise, lies, I mean, like, all kinds of stuff. When I emerged and really had a sense of self, spirituality, motivation, encouragement, focus, realignment, things just started happening. I mean, I'm talking like things just started happening and just coming out of the woodwork, you know, in line for a promotion at work. Like, I love my job so much. I love my job so much that where my job is going to take me in the next 6 months or sooner, I'm so excited about. I feel like I couldn't have gone further into my career by holding on to things or people who wasn't ready for, you know, my come up, you know, because God is not going to allow someone to hang on to you while you're trying to be catapulted into the next chapter of your life, which is supposed to be most likely your best chapter, right? So you got to be strong to get into there, and everybody can't go with you. And let me tell you something. Another thing I learned about God is that He's not going to catapult you into nothing if you are holding on to baggage. Your catapult, you will land and go way far and go to a far beautiful place if you lighten your load. Lighten your load of people, depression, frustration, irritation, those toxic people that are in your life. You know, you're going to have to mow that lawn and get the snakes out. You know, reveal those snakes, chop them at the head, and toss them over the fence. Okay, so you can get yours, so you can get your come up, so you can get your blessing that God has for you. Okay, so I feel that when I let that go, things just started happening at work. I started getting more busy. But anyway, another thing that happened. Oh my God, I let this guy come into my life. And yeah, fireworks. Fireworks. And let me tell you, this man that's in my life now, I love him so much. And he came into my life, and I know it was God who brought him into my life, because the way he came in like this. He came in straightforward. This is who I am. This is what I have. This is what I want to do for you. I feel like God told him that I'm the one for him, because he came for me. I wasn't looking for him. I wasn't looking for anyone. In fact, like I said, I was shutting it down, shutting everybody out. And then my mother was like, no, you need to give people a chance. You know, not everybody is like that. So you want a story time about how me and my now fiance, yes girl, yes, I have emerged and now I am a fiance, soon to be a wife, okay? And I've never felt like this before. I was once a wife before and I never felt like this. This is how I know that this is God. This is real. This is something that is ordained by God. The way it's happening, the way he feels about me, the way I feel about him, the way my family and my friends is taken to him. My father really likes him, and that is so important to me. And you know, a couple of weeks ago he proposed to me, and I truly believe that that would not have happened if I wasn't a whole person. Okay, that wouldn't have happened if God didn't bring me through it, show me and teach me in the way that he wanted me, he wants me to go. It wouldn't have happened. I am a whole person now, and my relationships around me are so much better. I know so much more about myself. That child in me has healed, and I truly believe that this is what God has for me. So many things has changed for me in my life, for the good, for the up, for the better, and I know it's because going through my last relationship allowed me to realize what my issue was with me, right? Because see, you can't fix other people, right? You can't fix anyone, one, that don't want to be fixed, okay? And it is not your job, it's not your duty, unless you're some type of psychiatrist, psychologist, or anything like that. It's not your responsibility to fix people. You know, a person, for one, has to fix themselves, has to seek within to find what the issue is. You know, so the best thing for you to do is work on you. Because if you work on you and fix you and heal the things that you need to heal in your life, for your soul, for your spirit, for self-love, nothing or nobody is going to be able to invade your space with trickery. Because you're going to see it. You're going to see it coming a mile away. You're going to take those rose-colored glasses off and you're going to see things and people for what they are. And you're going to be so strong that it's going to be okay. You're going to recognize it quickly and you're going to say, "Oh, I'm not about that." And it's going to be okay. You haven't invested any time, energy, emotion, money, or anything like that into that person. So guess what? Keep it moving. Start seeing those red flags. Start taking those glasses off, rose-colored glasses, and see the red flags and avoid them. Because red flags and sharks and things like that the sharks are in the water. Okay, the sharks are in the water, and you gotta go in the water, right? But you will be able to tell a shark from a dolphin when they come. So if you take anything from this message today, take the fact that you have to heal what's wrong with you on the inside in order for you to emerge and give people what God has blessed you with, and share your testimony with others and show someone else how to get out of the slump. Show someone how you did it. You know, encourage someone, motivate, encourage someone to be the best them that they can be. Because that's what I'm trying to do for you. I'm trying to show and tell my testimony to you so you can be encouraged, motivated, and move forward in a positive direction. Staying focused, knowing that God is in full control. Okay? God is in full control. He loves you. He needs you. just like you need him. Never leave God out of the equation, okay? He's that voice. He's that something made me, something told me. That's God. That's the Holy Spirit. You know, listen to that. Find a good support system. People that you trust, okay? Let them know what's going on with you. Don't suppress it. Don't hold it in. You know, that's what the devil wants you to do. The devil wants you to hold it all in, to tear yourself up on the inside. So nothing resonates in that's positive. And the only thing that you're pushing out is negativity and toxic. You know, you don't want that. I know you don't. I know you don't. You know, find some good books, motivating, encouraging, spiritual books, some friends. You know, I like my friends because they give me different, they're different people, right? So they give me a different outlook. And that helped me out so much, you know. And through this, I found out who my friends are, who my friends are not, you know. And that's okay, because remember, I prayed that prayer. I prayed that prayer, and God removed people out of my life that needed to be removed. Okay, and just know that the devil is going to test you daily, especially when you are on the up, on the road to prosperity. The devil don't want that. So always stay focused and keep moving in a positive direction, forsaking all negativity that tries to invade your space. That's the best thing that you can do. Okay. Oh, also, purchasing a house. Yeah, I'm so excited about that. It's in the building stages right now. Me and my fiance is so happy to be taking this journey together, being on this project together. We're both excited about it. So that just brings me to this. Take you on the journey with building this house and doing some house tour. What else do I want to do? I want to show you how I want to decorate. I also want to do, like, again, I want to just do some cooking videos. I'm going to be doing a lot in the house. I can't wait for you guys to see the house. Those are the things that are coming. Again, I'm excited about that. If you like this video, if it gave you some encouragement and some motivation, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone. Let's have a conversation in the comment section. And don't forget about that teeny tea, because this stuff is really good, okay? It really works. I'm hyped up right now because I've been drinking it throughout this whole video. So, yeah, I'm not going to rumble on anymore. I don't think I have anything to say. If you do want more videos like this, like advice or life update videos, let me know. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Let's discuss it down below. And yeah, I was organic with you guys, just straight to it. You guys never seen me like this. And I'm happy to let it out. And I love you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.